mushroom peeps. So today's video is a grow guide on the golden oyster mushrooms. So I'm going to take you inside. I have a few that I think should be ready to harvest. I haven't been inside actually, so I'm not positive. But a couple things. Golden oysters are obviously an oyster mushroom, so they're going to grow best on master's mix. Again, if you're not familiar with master's mix, it's a mix that TR of Earth Angel mushrooms, he actually he did a lot of testing with different substrates, different nutrients for the oyster mushrooms to grow on, and 50% hardwood fuel pellets or sawdust and 50% soybean hulls seems to be the best mix for yield on growing oyster mushrooms. So again, 50-50, people ask that all the time. He has a video on it, so check him out. So he is the master. Anyways, okay, so that's what I've grown it on, 50-50. And one big thing with the goldens, people, some of the growers don't grow it that deal directly with restaurants, and they say that it's better as a farmer's market mushroom because of the color. Same as with pink oysters. I don't know about pinks because I haven't grown it yet. You do need it warm to grow pinks, but I do know that my chefs really, really like golden oysters. I have never had to throw out a golden oyster. I'm not the hugest fan. Also, I am not a chef though, so maybe I didn't cook it right. I don't know. I know that I have never thrown a golden oyster mushroom out. It is always sold, one of the first ones to be sold, especially in a mix as well, like some blues, some kings, some golden. So don't just listen to other people that say that chefs don't like them. Try them, and if they don't work, don't grow them again for chefs. Second thing, color. Obviously golden, that's the name. You don't want pale yellow. The pale yellow ones, and they still look good, don't get me wrong, but to sell the best, especially at a farmer's market or whatever, you do want them like gold, like as bright as you can get. Other people have had difficulty with getting that gold color, not the pale color. I do not at all. Mine are golden. I have problems with a whole bunch of other things. As Jay-Z would say, I got 99 problems, but goldens ain't one. That is so jewel. The reason is not that I've come up with some crazy, recipe for it or whatever. It's two things. One, I use really heavy-duty LED lights. They're like, and I'll show you. They're like a outdoor shop light from Home Depot. I think the brand is Husky. It was like 99 bucks. I actually have two of them, but I only use one. I could use two. It just depends on how many goldens I have. So I have one of these light setups. They have two heads, so I just point them directly at my goldens, and they love it. But the second thing, my second part of the secret sauce, if I did have one, the Mylar Tent. Positives and negatives about growing in a Mylar tent. Growing golden oyster mushrooms and getting that bright color is definitely a benefit because it is reflective. All right, think about Mylar. It's very reflective. So you got the Mylar behind the block, and then you got that shop light and ahead of it, and that Mylar is just bouncing that light, that sweet LED light back on it, so it can't escape the light. It's like, oh my God, it's so bright. What do? I turn golden. So yeah, that's what's up. I don't have an issue at all. I don't do any of those strip lights and the little dangly, and then you got to figure out how to keep it from electrocuting yourself and shorting out and all that. Nope. I plug in one light, Mylar. So so that's pretty much it. I don't think there's really much else. Generally, golden oysters, they are faster to colonize than blue oyster. I've been having some issues with how quickly my bags, period, golden, blue, whatever, how quickly they colonize, and that is a moisture and temperature issue. I got the temperature down. My moisture is a whole nother thing. So don't ask me. I told you 50-50 soy hulls and sawdust or fuel pellets or whatever. That moisture thing, that's a whole nother thing. So you're just gonna have to experiment, and you're gonna have to figure it out for yourself, because that's been my downfall. That water content. That's for me the open question. So, anyways, but it should be faster. Anyway, like 2 weeks, no more than 3 weeks. From the time that you spawn it to it's going in your grow. Mine has just been longer, but either way, however long it takes, they're coming out pretty dope. So without further ado, I'm going to go in the grow room and show you guys what they look like. Alright, so before I actually go into the grow, I just wanted to show you the light actually that I use. I have one, like I said, inside the room, and then this one, I just don't need it right now. If I had a lot more Goldens growing, you know, it wouldn't hurt to have two in there. I also like to have a backup. So it is a Husky brand. I don't know if you can see that, Husky. And then it's just on, let me back this up. Sorry. It's on basically like a tripod, very similar to what you would have for a camera. But this can like move around, swivel, and all that stuff. I'm going to turn it on, but it's going to be too bright for my camera. Woo! Jesus. Oh. So I don't know if you can see, I'm like moving around the light. I'm going to turn it back off. But you know, you can move these heads up, down. So normally I'll have like, if I've got 3 or 4 shelves of golden oysters, I have one of these pointing upward to hit those top shelves, and then maybe one pointing kind of downward to hit those bottom and middle shelves, and it all seems to work out. I don't even find that like, oh, the ones up top are more golden than the ones on the bottom, as long as I'm doing this situation and Mylar again. So one thing I just thought of, even if you don't have a Mylar tent and you have a different setup happening, I mean, I got to imagine that it's fairly easy to, I don't know, just go online and find like some strips of Mylar, and you know, like a big panel. Hell, or even maybe a DIY. I don't know if aluminum foil could work as good, probably. And just take like a big box, you know, slap some aluminum foil on there and put it behind your shelving. I don't know, try it, and if you do, let me know how that works, so you don't have to go out and buy a freaking tent just to get your golden. So, alright, I'm going in. Okay, so I have a couple of Goldens. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you can see some down there, some up here. I've got some behind me as well. But I'm going to try to be in and out quick. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest these. But you see, God, it's a little hard because it's dark with the light. Oops. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see the exact color because of how bright the light is. But trust me, it's very, very golden, and these look really, really great. So I'm going to go harvest these. But the light, as you can see, right here, this is the back side. I just have it, you know, directly facing the shelves. That's really it. And these are just, they're amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest this. And it's the same as blue oysters. You just want to kind of go back and forth. Alright, so it shouldn't take that long, but I didn't want to break them or something, like on camera. But yeah, these are awesome. I love them. They're beautiful. I'm going to weigh them real quick. Hang on. Okay, so that one cluster was 1.3 pounds. Usually I'll get 1.3 to 1.5 on a golden. I don't get the closer to 2 pounds like I would for blues, but I love it. And again, if you don't have tons of golden oysters or whatever, put it in as a mix. You know, I saw a lot of 5-pound mixes, 5-pound mix boxes, and even if you just have like 1 pound like that, throw in some blues, they're happy because there is a lot of color and flavor. Alright, so now that you've seen it, you've seen the shop lights and everything that I use, you know, you can see how the Mylar really helps to bounce that light onto it and to make it nice and bright and golden in color. The kind of last thing with the Goldens are that they are definitely more brittle than a traditional blue or a king. They're more, rubbery is not the word, but more pliable, okay? Softer, smoother. The Goldens are very brittle, meaning, you know, you gotta put it, don't go piling those up. I use these boxes for everything, but especially for golden. You know, you could technically, if you just had a bag, like a brown paper bag or something to give to your chefs or to give to your customers at a farmer's market, you know, with a blue or king, certainly kings, you could, you know, kind of pile them up a little bit, not too crazy, but you could pile them up and not have to worry about them, you know, breaking apart or looking jacked up. But Goldens, you want to, as much as possible, have them like on a flat surface, not piled on top, because they're just going to crack the the caps are just they're brittle, so you got to really handle them with care. I mean, like it's like a newborn baby or something. So that is pretty much it. They'll last in the fridge for, like, you know, same as a blue oyster, you know, a week, 10 days, something like that. 38 degrees Fahrenheit. You know, keep it out of too much moisture, but that's pretty much it. So again, try it with your chefs. It's definitely going to be a farmer's market favorite, but try it with your chefs. Mine love it. So don't let that be whatever, keep you from selling it to chefs. So see for yourself. All right, thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to see everything that I use to grow my mushrooms, check out my kit. It's below the video. It's in a link, and it shows every single thing from Grow Room Lab and all that jazz on what I use. You can just click on it and check it out. Take care. Thanks so much.